I'm really a bit of a boomerang in that I was one of the few people that live in Dallas today that was actually born here. I've been around the world. I studied in London, I studied in Fort Worth, I lived in Peru for a while. I still keep coming back to Dallas, and in fact, it's funny, my office is about, it's walking distance from the hospital where I was born. I'm Charles Sizemore. I'm the Chief Investment Officer of Sizemore Capital and the manager of the Covestor Dividend Growth Model, as well as 3 others. I run a very modern financial practice. In the old days, it used to be you sold somebody a product, whether it was a mutual fund, whether it was a stock or 2 or 3 or 10, but you were selling to the customer. One of the reasons I love this job is it's fast changing. This is not your grandfather or your father's financial services industry. It's a whole new world. Technology has changed everything. Things we take for granted now, you have to remember, just a few years ago, they didn't even exist. The SEC just allowed Twitter feeds to be a viable conduit for giving information to investors. I just love the fact that this business is changing this quickly. You know, everything you do is broadcast to the world these days. You can build those same kind of bonds without even realizing who it is you're building it with. When I publish a blog post or publish an article or publish a newsletter or even send out a Twitter stream or what have you, when I put myself out there, people build a relationship with me. They feel they know me. Even if they live halfway across the country, halfway across the world, they can still invest with me as if they live down the street. Covestor is really trying something entirely new. They're really blazing new trails. Most analysts never leave their office. They never leave New York City, or they never leave the continental United States. One thing I love about my life and the traveling I do and my family commitments and what have you is I'm forced all the time to take a look at new and exciting emerging markets. So my wife and I are both TCU Horned Frogs. She was studying abroad as a foreign exchange student here. She always likes to point out that I had already graduated by the time she got there. She always likes to point out that she's younger. That's I think it's a Latin girl thing. We have a lot of horse decor. It just kind of comes with the package when you marry the daughter of a rancher. Yeah, the irony is I'm from Texas and I barely know the difference between a horse and a mule. You can see the downtown Dallas skyline from here. So this is a nice escape from the bustle of the city. After a hard week at the office, sometimes it's nice to just come to the lake, walk around, relax, and crack open a Shiner Bock, of course. Who knows, I may move to Peru someday. I may live out of a suitcase at some point. But I'll probably always have one foot in Dallas. It's a good city, and it's my city.